Yellow Vegeta is the first deck I want to try with Fusion World's set 2 Blazing Aura. Having the ability to untap 2 energy, uses stun cards to lower your opponent's tempo and hopefully close out with big damage. All right, shocker, we're playing ToPKu. Sure, we'll do this. We'll do this. Could get weased, but that's fine. I mean, I don't particularly mind. Okay, well, skill. Yep. We'll take a life. Use up to 1. I mean, it doesn't even matter. And then we'll just take that. And what you gonna do now? I should have done that first, huh? Cool. Yeah, but it is really hard for Bulma to, like, Bulma is effectively a draw one against ToPKu. Like, the odds that you actually get, like, her to stick is just, like, very, very slim. Which is why I feel fine doing this. One life to hand. We'll go ahead and do that. We can just charge this. This is just never going to do anything in this matchup. I mean, maybe we should have kept Bulma for some self-awakening, but I mean, we're just going to defend this guy, and our opponent didn't do anything with their turn 1. I mean, they could keep Whis alive, I guess, and then it'd be kind of hard, but you shouldn't be self-awakening against ToPKu, right? It depends. Like, if they're in a position where they're awakening really slow, we can get a lot of advantage by being awakened. So it just depends on how fast they're awakening. But we're also not the most defensive deck, right? Like, we're yellow, so we want to be playing tempo. I think against green, you never want to self-awaken. But as yellow, I don't particularly mind, because I'd rather just, you know, if we're self-awakening, eventually we're at 20k, our opponent's still at 15k. We can pressure board. It's harder for him to pressure us, so on and so forth. Free content if they snipe, I guess, but bro, ain't no shot. Okay, well, this guy is just always dead, so there's not much to do about that. But see, like right now, like, okay. Okay, yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, I don't think this is winning. I don't think this is gonna win anything for him, for them, if we're being totally honest. I mean, I guess, right? Like, okay. Well, very unfortunate, but there's nothing for us to do here. Yeah, so I guess playing our Bulma to our detriment, because it just meant we weren't able to awaken. But that's okay. That's a lot of coolers, though. Like, I will say, this will probably shut him out the entire game. Like, this is actually pretty gross. That's the combo, what, blocker? Super combo. Holy. They have a really bad hand. They can go Kefla here. They can go Kefla here. I wish they made this game available to play on the app iOS, so I can, I mean, I think you can tell by the UI that this is very clearly intended to work with mobile. It's just when, who knows? Bandai doesn't tell us these things. Okay, so there's the Gohan. Pass? Ain't no way, dude. 15... 20, 25, 30, bro. This is absolute. Okay, I really shouldn't have. Okay, well, I did, so this is where we are now, I guess. Better than doing nothing. Like, I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't even. Just because it starts chipping away at these stupid Whis. And then if it distracts them for a turn, then like, so be it. Does it? Oh yeah, they don't awaken until 3. Okay, that's fair. I mean, they're gonna awaken now, and we're gonna get a bit of a pop off, but hopefully we can stabilize from there. Blockers don't do much against red. Blockers do stuff against red, actually. Blockers that are 25k or more. Like right now, the blocker just doesn't do anything because they're on triple Whis Gohan. Like there's not a typical board, right? But blockers are pretty good if they're going into their Ribrianne turn and they don't have a board, because then they don't have a clean way to Ribrianne, Glimpse, and get rid of like the, you know, the blocker if he's bigger than 25k. So, yep. I have to deal with Kefla here. So I will say it is a shame that like Cooler isn't as impactful in Vegeta, primarily because, you know, you don't get the restand. So you like double Cooler swing plus block here would have made this much. Wow, his hair exists. Oy. They could still play. They could just attack into it and kill it, guys. Like it's not. They don't need an additional card to kill this Cooler. Like. Or they could just do that. That's cool. They gave him like the same like white fade to blue that they gave Goku. Interesting. Yeah, so this turn's probably gonna hurt. Not much we can do about that. Time rewind worked around it? Yeah, of course. Yeah, so there's the Kefla, and then you got the energy marker, and then there's that nerd. That's fine. Oop. I don't know. I like the Godku animation, so I didn't even pay attention to his animation, to be honest. That's my bad. I guess we can go down to 3. Just can't really afford to go down to. This is where it sucks though now, because like now it's like, all right, defend. So here, a mistake was definitely getting rid of our self-awakening Bulma, because we could have had so much more tempo if we were awakened. All right, so didn't use the energy marker, but now this is a very, very suspect position. Okay. So presumably we don't need 2 of these. And now it's just board cleanup time. Try to get some stuff happening. Okay. So here the biggest thing I want to do is this. We're going to keep this down. And then I don't know, I guess we'll attack here and keep this down. Which doesn't feel amazing, but it's something. Then tap R2. Blue is the only answer to this shitty nonsense. Yeah, blue is definitely, yeah, if you're not trying to play red yourself, blue is definitely, like, I recognize that I'm making this harder for myself by playing Vegeta. The blue SCR isn't terrible. It's just boring. But, I mean, it's a fine card. Yeah, so now we're just in turbo board control tempo, try to not die mode. Which I'm not sold is going to go great. But, like, here it's like if he swings Goku. All right, never mind. He's just going to do that. Cool. But this is pretty good. This, you know, this rest mode's, you know, we'll be able to defend ourselves and rest mode something else, which is nice. Yeah, so we'll defend ourselves. Rest mode this guy. Not great. We're not winning, but, you know, doing some. Yep, here we're just gonna do that. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking at this board and I'm like, I don't know how we out this. Especially since he can use his leader ability to play more stuff. Like, Yellow just does not have a solution to big boards like this. Like, I don't even know how we win here. I guess we just find double striker, hope we can get there. I guess, right? And now it's just the fact that he did 25k. Can you play blue next? I'm not going to be playing blue for a while. Sorry. if you want me to play blue, that's probably not going to be for a few hours. Start by trying to get rid of this, I guess. Keep this down. Keep this down. Yeah, I don't think we're getting there, unfortunately. What I needed to top deck was like Golden Death Beam, so I could Golden Death Beam this, and then that would make this easier to pressure, but yeah, that's a waste we don't have to deal with no more. There's that. This protects our Goku, which is fine. It's not amazing, but that's okay. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't take this to the regional. This feels horrendous. I do think the game would have played out a little bit differently if we were able to awaken, but that's on me. That's me. Well, our opponent also saw triple Whis, which is like slow, but also awkwardly just good enough. Let's see. So our opponent swings with Ribrianne here. They can go 55. Right? 55. Well, no, it's 35, 40. So 40. No, 50. So 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. We can go 20. Fine. See if we can bait them into the Ribrianne play. Or into any play in which, yeah. So right now I'm just trying to see if we can bait them into them dumping everything. I don't know that, you know, we'll be able to, but... Because I think we're so far behind, the only way we catch up is by like, hey, maybe you should try going all in, you know? You waited so long for a stream. I'm sorry, homie. Balancing time on these kinds of things is always a little bit rough. All right, let's see if we can force them into I'd love to know what they discarded. If they discarded 10k. All right, so they're just going to go wide on us. All right, that's fair. That's very fair. There's the Catapesla. Sure. Just right at a point now where we'll protect our Goku. Cool. 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 And then he's got one energy up stills. Fine, so we've got this. We've got the resilience. We're not dying, but not in a good position either. Now we need a double striker. We need a double striker right now. One time. Then it's like swing, draw, double striker. Maybe we don't draw the double striker. None of this matters. Goddamn. None of this mattered. There math that gets us there. 10, 20. No, none of the math gets us there, unfortunately. If you're interested in any of the deck lists I play, I have them posted up on Patreon alongside a ton of other perks. All right, here's ToPKu. So this could be tough. And by tough, almost fucking impossible. This is... We have an answer for their one drop. We have an answer for that. Yeah. The meta will low-key settle. Nah. I am very much of the opinion that this is a... Very much of the opinion that this is a tier 0 meta, personally. But maybe. Boop. Do this. Gonna do this. Gonna play this a little bit slower than the last one that we did. Could be fine, but it realistically is probably going to be more of a charge. So I think our strategy is to what? Gas out Goku to the best of our abilities, right? If I'm understanding the assignment correctly. We're better off just comboing this Frieza away now because otherwise we just lose it. So we'll just get rid of it now. Cool. Love that. Sick. Yeah, I just can't afford to have this early. Coolers is nice. We're such a reactionary color too, though. Like, I want to play as Gohan, but is it worth playing it if I'm not freezing anything? Maybe, just have a body. Can't kill it. Maybe it's worth it. And if we hold the line with Cooler, things should be okay. Why'd you come with the Frieza? You want to awaken? I come with the Frieza because it's very easy for it to die, and I'd rather just get the card's value when I can. Goku wants to attack, so awakening isn't going to be too much of an issue. And being awakened isn't that big of a deal until he's awakened anyways. As long as I'm a 15 to his 15, that's fine. Honestly, the extra life isn't going to make a big difference. I'm not trying to turbo awaken against this deck, so... It does seem that he's charging all of his Android 17s though, so maybe Golden Death Beam won't be that useful. We'll see. Yeah, hit's definitely an option. And then he still has the one energy to be able to do Kefla things. But see, now we're not awakened. So we have the life buffer to be able to take some damage here. So at least there's that. Now it's the unfortunate position where, okay, we're still at 20k, so we're doing okay. What would you want the errata to be? Make his activate ability cost 2 energy instead of 1 would be probably my proposed errata. I don't know if that's enough, but I think that's enough to at least rein it in. Because I'm not trying to kill the deck, for what it's worth. What if it only plays 3 costs or less? I think that kills the deck. Because none of the 3 costs are like phenomenal enough where that ability feels good to do. At that point, the ability feels pretty bad. Okay, so... Okay, well, at least we'll find some usage for this. Potentially. It's fine. Then I don't know if he attacked with it. Okay, he does attack with the 17. Fine. Okay, so then the question is, do we go cooler? I don't know that we go cooler. I think we have to go Goku. Well, we can actually go... Never mind, we can... Well, she rests, right? She rests cards? Yeah, switch into rest mode. Isn't really what we care about right now. We obviously don't need all 3 of you. I appreciate you guys coming to class, but not necessary. Yeah, this feels like I'm just working from behind, though, for sure. Ranked is probably all ToPKu mirrors. Probably. Probably. Try to board control a smidge. Yeah, and here I'm just forcing cards out of hand. I'm on 2 double strikers right now. I think I might have to go up to 3. Not gonna lie. It might be cutting 1 cooler, upping double striker. Either way, next turn we can go cooler into death beam for this guy. So opens ourselves up there, and now we've got the 2 up to be able to death ball and kind of protect ourselves from any shenanigans that might come our way. I know Goku is taller than Vegeta, but there is something off about Vegeta's model here. Like, he feels significantly smaller than Goku. For like a proportion that's like really weird. All right, so the best bet here is play Kefla. Play 3-drop, swing Kefla, we death ball, rest mode, and stuff. Yeah, so depending on what our opponent does now, we may be in an okay position. Nothing amazing, but... Oh, fuck off, dude. Yeah, so depending on what our opponent does now, we may be in an okay position. Nothing amazing, but... Oh, fuck off, dude. Yikes. All right, it's okay. Composure. Composure. Fine. Primarily because it's going to be this. Go to this guy. Do I attack with cooler or do I keep him back? I think I attack with cooler. I think I just need to press. And then if we draw, and then like it gets rid of this, which is like gets rid of free combo that he would just have. And then just hope for the best. I don't know. Super combo. How much fun you having? I mean, I'm liking the deck. It feels really cool. I'm the different things I'm doing are neat. I'm not loving the ToPKu matchup though, I'm not gonna lie. I will say though, if you take like, if you're locals and like you're swarming your locals with ToPKu. All right, so I guess I'll preface by saying, in my mind, the goal of locals is to cultivate people wanting to come and play, right, and growth. And if you're just jamming ToPKu nonstop at your locals to win what, like a TP pack, I think that's pretty fucking lame, if I'm being totally honest. Because that's for a lot of people, that's not going to be fun. That's not going to motivate them to want to come and play. And so you're creating an environment where you're spiking locals and you're effectively creating an environment where odds are people are just not going to want to come and you're killing locals. So like if you're trying out the deck like for a week or two just to get a vibe of it, sure. But if you're like you and like 4 or 5 other players are spiking locals hard by just turning it all into mirrors, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of that personally. Hate the game, not the player. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but like when your locals is down to like 3 people and then you're complaining that y'all killed your fucking locals, like sure, can hate the game all we want, but you can also make choices you want to cultivate a community all you want. So yeah, I mean, he's sequencing properly, that's for sure. But I can also just kill him next turn. I'm actually gonna take this. At least I'm not dying, that's for sure. Okay, so I'm not killing him. That sucks, but that's fine. But I also still don't think I'm dying this turn or next turn, to be honest. Time reround would have been so sick last turn. Yeah, why not? Let's gamble a little bit. I do this or do I cooler? I do this. Doesn't feel great, but a thing. Yeah, that's definitely not. Do this. You're gonna swing at lead. You're gonna defend. Yep, that's fine. And then I think we're still okay. I think we're still fine. I think we're still proposing a win next turn, which is great for us. You can stay down. Swing. You can stay down. Zeno is pretty good for that. Yep, so here we'll use this on ourselves. Rest mode U. So now it's just a numbers game. Can we outnumber the amount of swings that he has? Which is very possible that we don't. But we'll see if we can. Glimpse gaming is pretty good. If you double glimpses, that's what, 70k? 60. We have 80. We have 80 in hand. So we lose to it for sure. It's a good sign. It's a very good sign. That is fine. Currently, yellow has no answers. This is madness, yeah. You can kind of play a game, but honestly, any player that knows what they're doing can very much play around this. So it's definitely not a great spot. And we're still playing a numbers game at this point. It's just, can he outnumber us? Saw one Kefla. I saw two Keflas. Is he going to see the third Kefla? Going to see the third woman, the third female? Is it just going to be a bunch of glimpse? Who knows? Yeah. Are you going for it? Is that what's happening right now? Wow. All right. Well, going for game. Presumably not with the Roshi though, right? Like this is going to be like a ditch. Discard, who knows? Because the game doesn't show you. Cool. Started a Caulifla. Found the third Kefla. Very cool. Into what, A17? Nope. Into Kefla. Draw a card. Let's see. So that's 25, 30, 40, 45. Then depends how much is in hand. And you could still play a 3-drop. Oh my god. Glimpse. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. No. What's the one? Oh no, yeah, I forgot. You paid the one because of that, yeah. Double glimpse, probably. Triple Kefla, double glimpse, pretty good. What? Is that the best target you had? Oh, that was the best target you had. That's crazy. Sick. 40. And then this is 30. 50, 60, 70. Yeah. Hey, you got to charge to 6 against ToPKu. We take those. Yeah, personal W's. Woo! Good thing we, well, time to see if our pivot will work. This looked good to me. Oh, I don't even know if I did. Okay. I was about to say, I don't even know if I set the deck, but yeah, we did. Yeah, it's true. Counter goes up. Well, that sucks. Yeah, so this isn't great in this matchup. So we can get rid of that. Play this. This, do this. Swing here. Run rogue blue because I like to be different. I mean, blue is a perfectly fine place to be in currently in the meta, so I wouldn't stress that too much. Arena, wow, they're running Vix build. Ah, that's crazy. Jesus, saw all the zeros. Oh, this has to be like a, never mind, this just has to be a budget build, I guess. Damn. Okay. Well, I was expecting to be in this position. Now I wish we were on the control build. I guess. We have a chance? Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I mean, our opponent hasn't done anything in like 3 turns. And they've been charging zeros nonstop. Yeah, that sucks. I mean, fair. But that's still fine? And then we keep up some death balls, I guess. I mean, next turn we can just start doing this, right? That's pretty gross. SCR Frieza? No. SCR Frieza is not worth it in this meta. One might be a cute tech in case you play against green, but your likelihood of playing against green is pretty low. So, you know, just things to account for. Do I care to protect this? Nah, you can go. That's fine. Okay. Interesting. All right, well, you can go down to 2 then. I don't mind. And then we can either death ball, but realistically, I'm probably just going to time rewound to protect my golden. We'll see. I don't know. No, hello, hello. I remember when people loved him on reveal. He's still super cool. Like, I like Golden Frieza a lot. This just isn't the time for him. Just because, like, you know, this is what we're dealing with. So I have to imagine this is Kefla, right? Oh my god. All right. I mean, it was Kefla. It was Kefla. Bua, yeah. Kato, yeah. Little does he know he's going to invest a lot of time into trying to kill this, and I'm not gonna lie, time rewound in these kinds of situations, goated. And the restand, oh my god, dude. Insane. Absolutely insane. And you're gonna give me cards so that I can kill you with? Hell yeah. He's got 10 cards in hand. Yeah, we're just gonna do it. You think this meta is ever going to be anything different? Until they hit the leader? No. I do not think so. Alright. Trying to see if there's anything we can do that, like, pops us off. Okay, so I have four energy to play with. I guess it's worth it to do this. Do this. Rest mode this nerd. Force him to use arena, I guess. Never mind, we just go in. Alright, cool. Well, if that's the case... Alright, sure. I guess arguably it was more, we could have just gone wide, but screw it. Try to go tall. More fun that way. Big number, go burr. Doesn't matter. All right, let's see you get to 130k, nerd. Hell yeah. It's me, as in this is you, or a win against ToPKu? Yeah, but I mean, this was unfortunate. Like, this was like a half set 1, half set 2 deck. He does the Big Bang again? Well, of course. Why would we give him a new animation? The worst part, though, is that, like, I'm playing through this, and I'm like, you know, struggling my way through some matches, and I'm like, man, it would feel so good to just be playing ToPKu instead. All right, let's see how how this version of the deck does against ToPKu. Time rewound? No, Vegeta's definitely the worst card here. You prefer the aggro version or the control version based on the game you played? I prefer the control version, but it is nice to have a deck that's being proactive. I guess I just don't love the fact that the proactive version is like just the Ginyu combo stuff. I guess it's the part that's just like, okay. Oh, we got the Wombo combo. And we got too much of the Wombo combo. Oh, the ToPKu counter at 4. Yeah, you guys are right. When you guys say just say counter, that means a million things to me. Yeah, that feels bad. That sucks. Not much to do about that though. We just take those. Now it's like, do I save? No, I was about to say, do I attack hit? But no, it's like now that we're like more of a 20k deck than a 25k deck, like it's even more imperative that I save this Ray 17. Which sucks, but that is what it is. I don't know that we need this many. And if he protects hit, that's fine, because then we'll just Ginyu and force cards out of his hands, I guess. I don't know. Go for the Ginyu. Come here. What's with these ToPKu players seeing like multiple Whis? I guess the aggro version is like the old fish deck from MTG. You kind of flood the board and then spread the second half protecting with semi-free counters. Kind of something like that. Realistically, I'm not under any misconceptions that Frieza would just be better here than Vegeta, for what it's worth. The fact that you can like attack with Cooler and then hold him up as a blocker is like super valuable in the matchup. Whis helps in the mirror probably to kill hits and Roshis. Like the activate battle restander, potentially, yeah, in like the go big version. Having a dual attacker is decent. Very cool. If no, he's gonna attack with hit for sure first. I was gonna say if he makes the mistake of attacking with Goku first, I prevent his self-awaken, but yeah, that's fine. You can just have that. And I guess Goku would be like the preferable top deck here. You know, in a world where I get the top decks that I want. 117 is a pretty big punishment. Could go Raccoon combo, but that, I guess I could just go Vegeta then. I'll love it, but fine. So is set 2 bad compared to set 1? No, I like set 2 quite a bit. Set 2 is just kind of stuck in the world where we have to play or revolve around this guy. And that's just kind of what makes it tough. I like set 2 quite a bit. I think I like the options that it provides. I like the legacy support. Overall, I'm a fan of set 2. Got everything for ToPKu but 1 Gohan. Nice. I mean, that's definitely enough to play properly for sure. Right, well, we're gonna do this again. Check myself. And just stop that. Yeah, I mean, next turn is unequivocally just Raccoon Ginyu, see what we can do. Maybe set up for double striker, fingers crossed. But sure. I don't like how Goku, when he awakens, just dead stares into the camera. It's a little weird. It's a little jarring for sure, yeah. Alright. So there's the Kefla. Oh, there's the Gohan. And the fact that he can just play Kefla again. Oh my god. Having a ToPKu counter without a total games counter seems meaningless. Well, I'm glad you feel that way. But I'm lazy. So this is as far as my tracking goes. Nice. Nice. How do I not die here? I don't know how I don't die here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that surviving is an option that I have. Does blue have best chance versus ToPKu as a non like red mirror deck? Yeah. You played against Cell, Andrews, and Masu too since I'm watching. So you played yeah. So I played three non-ToPKu games at the moment. I can get rid of 220Ks, presuming he doesn't defend anything, and then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 swings to deal with. And by doing that, I'm gonna have to lose 3 cards anyways. 1, 2, 3, 4. So even just on board, I lose. Ugh. Tough. All right. Unfortunately, I think it's time to give up on Vegeta for now. 7 games deep. That was just the ToPKu matchup is just too bad.